Hello, and happy Sunday. It's going to be your Monday. So I hope your weekend was great, and I hope your Monday was okay. I had a blessed morning. Got up and went to the gym, ran my 2 miles, and then I found out that one of my good friends at church also wants to do what they have in Cincinnati. Well, they've got it all over the place, but in October in Cincinnati, there's a Gordy's Pumpkin Run, and she recruited a bunch of us to actually sign up for it and go do it together. And I'm stoked about it because I was just talking to my mom a couple weeks ago saying how I wish I could get somebody to go out and do this with me. And that sparked some serious motivation to just get out there and start doing more. It's been a good day. But our service was great. Had a packed out church house. A lot of people still on vacation. But boy, God is good. God is good. If you let Him show you how good He can be, it's unbelievable the things that you'll start to notice. Unbelievable. But I am currently headed to Winton Woods. I talked to my boy and his fiance into coming up to meet me to play around a disc golf. I'm getting tired of playing by myself because, well, when you're by yourself, people won't let you pass through as easy, at least for me anyway. I don't know if it's because I'm a female or what, but it kind of gets under my skin, so I just stopped playing all the time like I was because of that. Like, it's good exercise, it's good for your mental health, all this other stuff. But when you feel like people just are being rude on purpose, it feels like, it makes you just not even want to go in that scenario. So I just backed off for a little bit. I absolutely love playing. I love it, I love it. And Winton Woods is a fun little course. They did a redo last year, and it got a little bit more difficult and challenging, but I still love it. And it's usually always packed, so we'll see when we get here how packed it is. And tomorrow I'm going to be going up to Armco. That's in Lebanon, Ohio. My son plays softball for our church team, so I'll be going up there tomorrow night. And my pastor and his family just got back from Florida, and his daughter is the sweetest little thing. She bought me the cutest little decorative, like, picture stand without a picture, but it says, I'll take a picture of it and put it up in this video if I can figure out how to do it, because it made my day. It melted my heart. She's on vacation with her family and she's thinking about my raggedy self. Like, I felt very special. But anyway, let's see, there's that. I got our kitchen pantry cleaned out. I washed all the stuff that was sitting in there holding the stuff for the longest time because we're going to be moving in 2 weeks. And I've never had the opportunity to plan ahead, so I'm not really sure where to start. I've moved 44 different times in my life, 30 of them as an adult. And it's always been a forced, rushed move. So this one, I've had 3.5 weeks to plan for it. And everything I start to want to pack, I'm like, well, wait, I might need that. So then I don't pack it. So I'm not sure how to do this the right way. Normally it's all within like a 48-hour period. I'm packing everything at once, shipping it in the truck, and then unpacking it again. And no, I wasn't in the military. I have no just reason to move that much other than just being stupid. Yeah, that's about where that goes. But since I've let God take over my life, because I was at the rock bottom point, and I was sitting out on my break when I worked at Meyer, and I just felt this overwhelming sensation. And it's like, now that I'm looking back, that was him saying, okay, you've gone through enough of your own stupidity, now it's my turn to take over, let me, are you willing? And I said, yes, please help me fix this life that I have so badly destroyed. And I had 6 little humans, I had 6 children, and now I have 3 grandsons, and I only get to be a part of one of their lives, really, because one, it's a long story, and the other one just moved away, and that's also a long story. But my oldest grandson just turned 8, and then I have a 4-year-old grandson, and those 2 are siblings. And then my youngest grandson, well, he'll be 5. The 4-year-old is going to be 5 in October, and then another one is going to be 5 in August. 4, my bad, 4 in August. It's hard to keep up when you got so many numbers. But, yeah. It's the little things, man. Like, my oldest just went to Myrtle Beach for 2 weeks with his other grandparents. And I normally have him on the weekends, and he goes to church with us, and he wasn't there this morning, and I'm just like, what do I do? And then when he comes back, he'll probably be getting ready to start back to school around the same time I'm moving, so I probably won't get to see him much then either. Like during the fall and winter when he's in school, I'll get him on Wednesdays after school for church, and then either take him back Wednesday night after church or Thursday before I go to clean. And then I'll either pick him up Friday night, or they'll drop him off Friday night, and then I'll take him back Sunday night after church. During the summer, I pretty much have him from Wednesday to Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on what their plans are with them or whatnot. But I cherish those times. I really do. And I know they're going to go by very quickly. And I just want them to know that they're loved and cherished, and I want to spend every minute that I am able to with them. It's been a hindrance for the 2 younger ones for many reasons that I'll probably never explain. Just other people conflicting with life when they have no business doing so. And I was going to write a book. I still am in the process of trying to do that, but I might just utilize these platforms, because I mentioned something to my neighbor, and then she informed me how, and it got in my head, I know I shouldn't have let it, but it got in my head bad. Her son-in-law tried to write a book and he failed. Spent thousands of dollars publishing books, and nobody bought them but family. Well, his are fiction books, mine are non-fiction, mine are based off of real life, like, or whatever. That's why I don't want to write a book, because I don't know enough about it. So I'm thinking, I'll just start telling my story on here. If I can get one girl to listen to the things that I've gone through because of my own stupidity, and things that I could have done different and made better before they even got out of control, then I've done what God called me to do. Just one. And I let that lady get in my head so bad, I got up and walked away from my computer, and I have not sat back down at it yet. just because somebody else fails at something doesn't mean I'm going to. Where I failed in a billion different directions, other people succeeded in nice blinker. But the moral of that is don't let people get in your head. If you have something you want to do, buddy, do it in private. Do it in silence. If you're doing something good to grow yourself and help other people, don't let other people know about it, because they're either going to be jealous, and they're going to get angry, or they're going to try to knock you off of whatever road that you've decided to take and knock you off that path. And you'll regret it. I regret telling her, because she started texting me at 11 o'clock at night, and I had been sitting at my desk for 3.5 hours working on 5 pages already. I'm trying to get date stamps. I'm trying to remember where I was, when I was. I had my mom pulling up information for me. Like, I really want to do this. Because I went through hell before I put myself through hell. And then God grabbed my hand and said, girl, get up. Let's do this together. I need you to get your head out of your tush and stop being a jerk and stop being stupid. It's time to go help people not do the same things you did. I don't know what kind of impact I've had so far. I've met 27 families cleaning homes. And I've heard some stories. I've given some stories. I have amazing clients all the way around. There has not been a single person or family that I have come in contact with that I could say, ugh, I regret meeting you. No, because I've learned things from them. They've learned things from me. And it's been a beautiful journey for the last 5 years. When I got sober 5 years ago, that is when everything started to feel right. Everything started to feel right. Went downwards for a long time. It didn't get easier. In fact, things got harder for a little while. And I kept questioning myself, am I doing things right? What am I doing wrong? Why do I seem to not be getting anywhere? Well, I just didn't know it. Our sermon this morning was about David on the run again, and it's in 2 Samuel. I don't know if you'll read the Bible, but I'd suggest reading it, because it stops you for a few minutes and lets you see like how you can pertain it to your own personal life. And you will be able to, I can promise you that, because it's the way the Bible is what happened then, how did it affect them then, how does it affect me now, and how will it affect me in the future. If you start looking at things like that, you'll be a little more kind, you'll be a little more patient, you'll be a little more tolerable, you'll be a little more open to Jesus and letting Him take control of your life. Your world will change. If you are not in a church or reading a Bible or praying to God or only using Him as a genie in a bottle or only going to Him when things are going bad in your life, buddy, I promise you, don't do that. Go to a church that believes that Jesus Christ was sent here to die for us and rose again, and He can pull you up out of that spot you're in. It doesn't matter what you've done, where you've been. If you want to do better, He will help you do better. You just got to call out to Him. I promise you. So many things I've done in my life that I regret. My children are the only things I don't regret. Literally. I've done so many stupid things looking back. And it's only by the mercy of God that I'm still here. He'll give you grace and mercy and love and peace get on the straight and narrow path, because not many are on it, and you're going to be the outcast. You're going to be the weird one sitting around a bunch of people while they're drinking, and you're not. Well, you used to drink? Yes, I did. That was the worst thing I ever done. I am so glad I don't anymore. I'm the only sober person most places I go. If it's, I don't intentionally go to places, like bars or whatever, but I don't go to that place anymore. I try to watch how I speak, because it does matter to God. And to say that, for instance, if there are words that you say that you wouldn't say in front of your grandparents, then you shouldn't be saying them at all, because the fact of the matter is, God hears everything we say. He knew everything we were going to say and everything we were going to do before He even formed us in our mother's wombs. Let that one sink in. He's sitting next to me in my car right now while I'm speaking to myself. You can't escape Him. Either you belong to God or you belong to Satan. You got to choose which one you want to do, which one you want to be with, who you're going to follow, who you're going to serve. You can't do both. You absolutely cannot do both. No matter how hard you want to try to, you can't. So much depression and anxiety in this world. Stop watching the news every day. That's the biggest trigger for people's depression. I understand needing to know what's going on, but when you turn it on as soon as you get up and that's all you stew on for the whole day, it makes you angry. People that I come across that say they don't watch the news are the happiest, free-spirited people that I know. I am one of them. I cannot stand turning on the news. I don't even sit down and watch TV. I can't do it. My brain doesn't want to sit still and hear about so-and-so getting shot, so-and-so doing this, and so-and-so doing that. It's consuming. It consumes our brains and lures you into a state of depression that you cannot get out of on your own, no matter how hard you try. And scrolling on the phone. Oh my word. I get sucked in sometimes myself. And I'll say, alright, I'm going to check this out for 5 minutes. And it'll be an hour and a half later. And that is so unproductive. And then I get mad at myself for wasting all that time. Oh, there's nothing to do. There's always something to do. Always something to do. I could sit and whine about everything I've been through, or I could turn it into a victory story, because everything that I have been through, legitimately I should be 6 feet underground. There is no explanation other than God for why I am still alive and well and in the best shape of my life, moving forward for God. Literally, that's it. That is it. Because when I was an alcoholic, I weighed 225 pounds, and I quit drinking. My boyfriend and I split. We got back together. We split again. We got back together. We got married. We left. And through all of that, this last one, I kicked myself in the foot for a lot. Because no way, shape, or form should I have gotten back with this guy. And I certainly should not have married him. But it's one of those things you look back. See, I thought, long story short, I'll explain it in depth at some point. But my thought was, I'll have to take my camera to the course to explain this better. I'll show it on a video one time. But I was at this disc golf course in Goshen. The way the holes intersect, hole 4 sees hole 9. In the fairway of hole 9, you can see the tee pad for hole 4. Well, I had gone through this course 3 different times, not fully, but the way that it worked out, I ran into him my last time around. I was finishing on hole 9 and he was coming up on hole 4. And about a month before that, I had written him a forgiveness letter. I wrote one to him and I wrote one to his parents. Because I placed all the blame on our relationship falling apart on myself. That's what I do. Because I've always been the reason for most things happening. Well, we got back together in September. He proposed to me in October, and we got married in November of last year. April, he left, and I haven't seen or heard from him since. So, the reason that it did not work out this time is because I was, and I quote, trying to change who he wanted to be, which little did I know was an alcoholic. He was drinking again and lying about it. And he left on March 31st. We were supposed to go up to Michigan to play some disc golf courses. And he left because I looked at him wrong, and he went to a course, drank 7 beers that day, and started smoking again. Just randomly out of the blue. Yeah. That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. So, long end of a very long story, summed up very quickly. Don't rush things. Make sure you know who you're with before you commit to them. Because now I'm stuck paying for a divorce that I didn't even want. My kids tried to warn me, I didn't listen. They went through all this with me. And we all played the fool. We all thought he changed. We all thought he was better. Until he showed us that he wasn't. So, all that to say this. God wasn't redirecting me to go back to run into him. God was trying to keep me away from running into him again. And the reason that I know that for sure was it wasn't happenstance that we ran into each other. He knew that was my favorite course. That's the one he first showed me. And he came there trying to find me. I didn't know that until 3 months after we got back together. Just be honest with people. Honesty is the best policy. And that has opened up a more non-trusting aspect in my life. I already have a hard time trusting people. I don't know that I'll ever trust another man again. He did this to me 4 times, so it was my own stupidity for going back to it, and really stupid of me to marry him, 1000%. But it is what it is. It happened, and now I gotta fix it. And unless I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, and I don't have to question anything about it, I'm gonna be single till the day I die. And I'll put that in stone. I pretended to be going to church, pretended to be reading his Bible, pretended to be sober, pretended to not smoke anymore, and I kept saying I smelled cigarettes when he was around me, but oh no, that was just my nose. That's just my nose. No, it wasn't. It was instinct. I used to smoke cigarettes. I know how it smells when you try to cover it up. Yeah. All these red flags, man. And there are so many more that I could mention. But I'm probably almost out of time on this recording. And I'm 3 minutes away from where I'm going. So we'll leave it at that. But anyway. Seriously, if you have to question anything about your other half, and they turn it around on something else in regards to you, if that even makes sense. But if you ask a question and they get defensive about it, there's your first red flag. Use your instinct. Use your gut. Use your brain. Don't follow your heart. It will mess you up. Don't go with your cushy little feelings, because those will put you in cushy little hell, to put it nicely. Nothing good comes from it. I can promise you that. If you feel like something's not right, it's probably not right. If you're the one creating the problems for people, stop. It's not fair. A good way to end a conversation with somebody like that is to say, noted. If you ask a question and they want to blatantly lie to you, just say noted and walk away. That leaves them with nothing else to follow. Other than you wrote it down in your mind and you're not going to ask it again, and if the same situation arises again, walk it away. That's the best thing to do. Because life is too short to deal with nonsense and nonsense people that are only worried about themselves. And there's too many of them out there. He was literally always joking around with the what about me? What about, well, he truly, sincerely meant what about him. If it didn't suit him, it wasn't a happy thing. And when you do walk away from somebody like that, you don't realize they're controlling you until they're not. Because they don't make it seem like a control. But if you get happy about something and they make you feel stupid about it, there's another red flag. You'll start to lose your joy. You'll start to lose your peace. Everything in you starts to turn into a shadow, if you will. You start to feel like you're not good enough for anything, just because they don't think that you're good enough for anything. If you're an overachiever and you like to accomplish things, they'll make you feel stupid for that too. You want to do something bigger and better with your life? If it doesn't involve them, it's not going to matter. They'll try to shove it out from under you. They will try to shove it out from under you. So to sum it up, get God in your life, get better for yourself, and then others around you will want what you have. They'll want that joy, that peace, that calm that you get, that you'll start to feel, even if you're going through trauma. If you got God and you know that, hey, I'm going to be at those pearly gates when I die, and I'm not going to have any more troubles. Doesn't matter how long away that is, but use that to tell other people about it, and get a peace when you're going through struggles that other people will not understand. They won't understand it. Like, how